Hi guys, today we're going to talk about 6 ways to use Play-Doh for learning activities. So this is the 7th video in my series on 6 ways to enhance your students' learning. If you missed any of the other videos, I will try to remember to link those down below in the description box so you can go back and check those out, because each one is something different about how you can enhance learning for your students. So this one is 6 ways to use Play-Doh for learning. So I pulled out a few little things of Play-Doh. And the first way is we use it for fine motor activities. So I'm going to show you 2 fine motor activities that we use it for. The first one is you just need some Play-Doh and you roll it out. So I'm going to use this one. And you just kind of need to flatten it. So, like so. Enough to stick some straws in. So I just have 2 straws here. And stick them in like that, and then the only other thing you need is some pasta. So here I have some rigatoni noodles, and obviously they're still hard, you don't want them cooked. And what the kids are going to do is they're going to take one and they just have to try to put them on the, this one's hard because it's they have to try to string them on, and it's just using their fine motor skills, trying to get them to get those on there and get them to fit. And so yeah, this is a lot of fun. This is great for toddlers, for preschoolers, practicing those fine motor skills and stringing them on the straws. So it's something that you can do with probably whatever you have around the house. You just need some pasta noodles and some straws. Okay, and then the other one, I'm going to show you another one. There's lots of different fine motor skills you can do with Play-Doh, but I'm just going to show you 2. So that was the first one. And the other one I'm going to show you is teaching kids how to use scissors. So this is a fine motor skill. And a lot of times when kids are first learning to use scissors, they have a really hard time with paper because the paper moves and they have to hold it and they have to try to keep it straight. So the first thing I do is I teach them on Play-Doh. So you just take the Play-Doh and you want to roll it into like a snake, kind of. You can have the kids do this. That also practices their little finger skills. And then after they roll it into the snake, then they're going to practice cutting, into lots of different pieces. So they're practicing, the up and down motion of cutting, but they're not having to worry about the paper moving on them. So this is just a precursor to then using the paper. So they're just going to kind of cut and cut and cut and just practice the motion of up and down and how to hold it in their hands and that kind of thing. So the second way we use Play-Doh for learning is to make letters, words, numbers, and shapes. So I know you have seen these in my other videos, if you've seen any of my other videos. These are our Play-Doh mats. And so what we do is we roll out the Play-Doh and we make letters onto our Play-Doh mats. So these ones are the alphabet ones, and then I also have number ones as well. And we just take it, you want them to roll into a little snake, like so. And then they're going to just place it on their mat and make the letter. Okay, so you've probably seen something like this before. We also make shapes. I'm going to show you how we do that. So, all right, so there you can see how we would make a letter. Then, let me move these Play-Doh mats. We build shapes. So this kit is an activity center from my math curriculum. This is called Build a Shape. And all you really need, it comes with these cards, and then you just need some popsicle sticks and your Play-Doh. And what Build a Shape, they need to roll some Play-Doh into little balls like this. And then they need to take popsicle sticks and one of the cards. So these cards tell them what shapes to make. Okay, and it tells them how many sides their shape is going to have. So this is going to have 3 sticks for 3 sides for a triangle. So if I'm going to build a triangle, I take the Play-Doh balls and I just use them to help me maneuver the sticks to go ahead and make my shape, which you can see here. So we build letters, we build shapes. You can also build numbers, just like we built our shapes. Like if you wanted to build the number 2. You just kind of need to make sure your Play-Doh is in a nice snake-like form, and then the kids just build their number. Now it's much harder if you don't have the Play-Doh mat, but you get the idea. Okay. My alphabet Play-Doh mats also come with number Play-Doh mats, but if you don't have the mat, you can see how you can still kind of do it just there on a table. The next way we use Play-Doh for learning is with our activity centers. So I'm just going to show you a few of them and how we use them. So you have probably seen clip cards before. We use clip cards for all sorts of different learning activities, from phonics to math. And these ones are for math, and we use, they're supposed to be used with clips. So it says mark the one that has the least. Looking at this pie graph, the tacos have the least, so we would mark it. But another way we do it is with Play-Doh. So what you do is you roll the Play-Doh out into little balls, and then you mark your answer by taking one of the Play-Doh balls and putting it on your answer. Okay, so then this one is a pictograph, and it says mark the one that has the most. I see that the flamingos has the most, so I take my Play-Doh ball and I mark it. So it's just another way to do it besides using the clips, is we use Play-Doh to do it. Another activity center that we're going to use them with is this activity center. Comes from my spring bundle of activity centers, and this one is for counting teen numbers and then counting on. So it has these little circles, and you can use any manipulative on here, but we're going to use Play-Doh probably. And what they do is they fill up the circles on their card. There's a handful of different, you can see different spring themed cards here. I have some on the back as well. What they do is they fill it up. If you saw my video on spring activity centers, then you've already seen these cards, but this is another way to do it. So they fill up the circles with Play-Doh balls, and then they are going to count. And as they count, because I'm using Play-Doh, it makes it easier to count because they can push each ball as they count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this one has 10 Play-Doh balls. See how I pushed them down as I counted? So it gives the child just a tactile way to count. So there were 10 on this card. So this says how many? I'm going to write 10. I'm using a dry erase marker. Then it says next number. The next number that comes after that, they have to think and count on. So they're going to write 11, and then the next number after that, and they're going to write 12. And then they can do it again. So they can just pick another card, maybe this one or so on, any of these spring themed cards, and they can practice counting teen numbers and then counting on. One more center that we, just to kind of give you an idea of how we use them to cover up our answers. So this activity center comes from my early learners math curriculum, and this is the unit on money that I just completed. And we use Play-Doh balls to cover up our answers. So these cards, they just have to look at the beginning and then find their answers. So they have to find all the coins that equal 5 cents, so all the nickels. And so we just would use our Play-Doh balls and we would cover up the nickels. So here's one. Here's one, and there's even the back sides of some nickels. So they'd have to know what the front looks like and what the back looks like. So there you go. That card is finished, covered up all the nickels. And then they would just go on. So there's just a couple different cards in here for them to do. The next way we use Play-Doh is with stamps. So here I have just a box of alphabet stamps. It really doesn't matter which type you use. These ones are specifically from Melissa and Doug, a Melissa and Doug stamp set. And it has a capital and the lowercase letters, which I really like. And what we do is we put the Play-Doh out like this. So it's kind of flattened in like a little ball type shape, but it's flattened out. And then we pair it up with cards. So these cards are from my Phonics activity card set. You can pair it up with any kind of cards, or you can just write words on a paper, whatever you want to do. But we pair it up with cards, and then what we do is, for this card, the child would have to find the beginning blend for gum. So what does gumball start with? Gum. And the answer would be GU, and obviously they could cover up their answer with Play-Doh, like I showed you before, how we can use it on clip cards. But what I also have them do is they can use their stamps and they can make the answer. So they're going to use G, And they're going to stamp it right there into their Play-Doh. And when they take it out, you can see the letter. Okay, so G and then U is for gum. So they're going to stamp U. Okay, so G-U, gum. You could also, I'm going to use the back here, have them do the whole word. So for this one, the whole word, they found the beginning blend, and then you could say, can you finish the word? Gum. What letter would finish gum? And then they would just have to stamp the letter that would finish gum. The letter that would finish gum would be M, and they stamp it right there in their Play-Doh, and you can see it. It leaves the indentation there of the letter. So then I just have them go on and do the next card. This would be web, so they could even stamp the entire word web if they wanted to. So here I'm going to do wa, e, b, web. You could also have them stamp their spelling words in Play-Doh. It's just a lot of fun. The next way we use Play-Doh is for simple counting and addition and subtraction. So what you can do with this is you just need some number cards. I've shown these in lots of different videos. These are our Touchpoint math cards. So you need some number cards, and then you just have the kids count out. So here's the number 4. I take my Play-Doh balls and I count out 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have the little kids make little Play-Doh balls and then count them out to match the card. Now since these are Touchpoint cards, I can actually have them put the little Play-Doh balls on the touch points and practice counting that way. So they're learning the touch points as well. If you don't know what Touchpoint math is, I will leave the link below to the video I did on Touchpoint math, and you can go check it out. But I won't take a lot of time in this video to explain it. But you can put your little Play-Doh balls on your Touchpoint math cards, and then they can count 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so then you can also do some addition with this. So let's say I'm going to do 4 plus 3. Okay, so you put your 2 cards out there, 4 plus 3. They're going to count out 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they need 3. 1, 2, 3, and then they can add them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Or you can do your touch points. Now, what I always teach kids when they add is you know what your bigger number is, so then just count up. So I know I have 4, now I just need to count 3 more. I'm going to use 3 Play-Doh balls to count 3 more. So here's 4, and I'm going to put them on my touch points. 5, 6, 7. So I know 4 plus 3 equals 7. So it works that way as well. And then you can also do it with subtraction. So let's say I'm going to do 4 minus 3. In that case, you're going to take 4 of the Play-Doh balls. And since I have touch point cards, I'm going to put them on my touch points. And that says minus 3. So I'm going to take 1 of them away. Or I'm going to take 3 of them away. And my answer will be 1. Okay? Or you can do it like this, where you put 4 of them out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Instead of taking it away, they have to smash what they're subtracting. So I'm going to subtract 3. So I smash 1, 2, 3, and my answer left, the only one not smashed, would be 1. So you can do it that way as well. I also have in my unit on subtraction for my early learners math curriculum, I have a whole center on using Play-Doh to smash and subtract. Way number 6 to use Play-Doh, or at least how we use Play-Doh for learning, is with craft sticks. So one thing I do is I put alphabet cards on craft sticks. Here's one of my sets. And by the way, I will leave links below to any of the things that you saw in this video, so you can get them off my website if it's something that I create. And what we do is we use them in these little containers of Play-Doh. So these small, tiny containers of Play-Doh are perfect for holding up craft sticks. So I'm just going to put 3 of them in there. And then, you know, of course, we practice our sounds and letters and things like that. I did another video on 6 ways we use flashcards, and I consider these like flashcards. So you can go watch that video if you're interested to see an activity we, you know, how we practice with our letters and stuff. But yeah, it's a great way to keep the sticks sticking up so that we can use them for different things. I'm going to show you real quick one activity that we do use our craft sticks and our Play-Doh for is an alphabet match activity. So this activity has the capital and lowercase letters, so I put that in the Play-Doh. And then I just have an empty one here for the child to find the matching picture. So here I have different alphabet pictures on these sticks. And so he's going to look and find the picture that starts with D. Duck begins with D, so he would put it in there to match up, and then we would do more. So I would, you know, maybe get out the letter A and put that one in a craft stick and have him find which picture begins with A and so on. So there you can see how they match it up. That alphabet match activity that I just showed you, I will leave a link below where you can get those cards so that you can make that activity at home. All right, then this last one I'm going to show you how we use craft sticks. This activity we actually just did I just did the other day with my son, and what it is it's working on teen numbers. So it's honey bears, and then it's got like beehives and honey pots, and he has to count the amount of dots in the 20 frames on each of these and match them up to the mat. And we use our Play-Doh. We use these, like I showed you, these little tiny Play-Doh containers. We keep the Play-Doh in there, and then he matches up. So on this card, it has 19. There's 19 little circles on the 10 frame here. So then he sticks it into a cup, and he has to find number 19 on his mat and cover it up. And he just keeps on going. So this card has 17 on it. So he takes another Play-Doh cup, he sticks it in there, and then he covers up number 17. So this activity is from my teen number unit in my early learners math curriculum. I will leave links below to everything, but you get the idea. So using Play-Doh with craft sticks is a lot of fun because you can create lots of different fun learning activities, or you can use the one as I've created if you're interested. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. That was 6 ways to use Play-Doh for learning. Leave me comments below. How do you use Play-Doh for learning? Do you have another fun way? I would love to hear. All right, see you next time, guys. Bye.